Why isn't it in the fucking game without a pre-order?
You blind? Dude, fucking fanboyism.
Microtransactions and
DRM.
Downloadable content.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. We are doing a re-recording of the video I recorded yesterday and uploaded because I felt that it was missing a little bit of context and it required more information for apparently a few people that are relatively slow-minded. Our design is just getting more mature and respectful. You're not going to be wearing a bikini to a fight. You're not going to be showing so much skin. I think it's just what the game is about. You're going in it to fight for your life, and you're not going to be wearing such scantily clad items. I'm sure that will disappoint some fans. We don't have bathing suit fighters, and I think that's fine. If people are disappointed, I don't regret making that change by any means. There's a lot of things that are just completely wrong about that statement. From arrogance to ignorance to the actual lack of maturity and respect to apparently the individual's idea of what the fuck a bathing suit is. Because when you look at some of the character designs from the beginning to now, yeah, some of them could be considered bathing suits, but some of them, it's like, nah, I don't know. That's not even close to a bathing suit within of itself. Honestly, maybe lingerie would be a more accurate terminology, but even then, that was only done like once or twice. And ironically, you don't see this major drastic show a lot of skin on the female characters, which becomes more prevalent and dominant with Mortal Kombat 9. All right. And even with some of the characters, at least some of the characters that were in Mortal Kombat 9 can be found in Mortal Kombat 10. They slightly lessened it for some characters. But when you look at the majority of female characters within the past, yeah, but more on that when we get to the actual screen recording. I'm going to show some pictures and stuff like that. So they want to talk about maturity and they want to talk about respect. So I would assume that they're going to give this same maturity and this same respect toward their male counterparts. And the reality of it is, no, they're not going to. Now, ironically, when I mentioned this in my previous video, somebody had commented that I was basically trying to justify female sexualization by using male sexualization within the game. And I say, number one, well, I'm not the one sexualizing these characters. You're the one sexualizing the characters. Specifically, the people that are defending this ideology. You're the one sexualizing the character. Besides the fact that I'm going to point out this 100% actual fact, and I'm surprised no one's brought this up yet, a woman does not need to be butt-ass naked or partially clothed to be sexualized. This is no different than a man. A man does not have to be partially clothed or butt-ass naked to be sexualized by a woman. Just some fucking facts for you, all right? So this whole ideology that somehow you could change the design and that will lessen, I don't know, the sexuality, which I don't know too many males that are stroking their meat to these graphical figures. I mean, if they really want to do that, they could probably find some kind of porn cosplay on Pornhub. But let's roll back into this. And yet there's that, lack of maturity and respect for the male characters. So that's hypocritical within of itself. It's also ironic that the quote actually talks about how you don't really go into a battle, you don't go into a fight showing a whole lot of skin, and yet their male counterparts do exactly that. Now you're going on a level that's completely different. And now it's not just about sexualization. You've ultimately made it about protection. And because you've chosen to only protect the female characters, you've turned the female characters into weaker characters, an actual trope within of itself. In the description box is a link to an article and a YouTube video by a YouTuber. I'm probably going to butcher her name, but it is Kirsner, all right? Benevolent sexism is a type of sexism that reinforces an apparently positive sex role binary that men are strong and women are kind. So what we've ultimately taken, if you look at the good majority of the male characters within Mortal Kombat 11, and even throughout their history, they're all pretty much six-packed, buffed up guys, all right? And that is exactly the stereotype I just talked about, all right? That they are strong. But yet they changed the design of the female characters, and now they've basically made them soft. They've made them kind in that regards to that trope. And you know, I think besides that, another issue that this is about is an individual trying to gain respect points from feminists. Let's look at J.K. Rowling as an example, who tweeted Dumbledore is gay, and most recently in the special features for the DVD Blu-ray to The Crimes of Grindelwald, she claimed that Dumbledore and Grindelwald had an intense relationship. All right. Now, at the end of the day, both of the tweets and the information found in the DVD is bullshit within of itself, because it's not a representation within the source material. What this comes down to is an individual trying to get respect points from the LBGT community, when the truth of the matter is, number one, you can't get respect when you don't put it in your source material in the first place. And number two, no one deserves respect for announcing something that they know is going to be seen positive in the eyes of other people. All right? You should not be an individual who tries to do good things in hopes to get rewarded. And this tweet is exactly like Jake, or whatever this was, an interview tweet, what have you, is exactly like J.K. Rowling. They're trying to earn points with feminists, all right? You don't get respect points for trying to do the right thing and then gloating about it later, all right? That's not how this inherently works. But we're not done yet. Because another example from a comment on the original video that I recorded is an individual started talking about how the previous designs for characters' clothing almost was as if it was created by a hormonal 12-year-old who decided to make the characters look like sluts, whores, and strippers. Once again, I'm not the one sexualizing these characters. It's the people that are defending this change that are sexualizing them. Because now you've gone off the deep end, and you're going to sit here and you're going to lay claim that these fictional characters are dressed like sluts, whores, and strippers. It's kind of ironic that one thing in what we call rape victims, all right? Oh, how is it if I were to say, well, you know what? Females wouldn't get raped if they put on some motherfucking clothes. I mean, this is the very kind of stereotype that you're attempting to reinforce in a fictional world on fictional characters. And how this is prevalent to the real world is you're basically stating, well, you know what, that these characters that are scantily dressed like these whores, sluts, and strippers is only going to reinforce the ideology of men sexually attacking women. But yet it's one in the same thing, whether we're talking about fictional characters or whether we're talking about real women. This all comes down to a choice, all right? Women inherently have the choice to dress the way they want, and they shouldn't have to feel the need to not dress the way they want in order to feel safe and secure, all because of the individual thoughts of a person. And once again, I will iterate to even that, is that a woman does not need to be naked. A man does not need to be partially clothed, etc., in order to be sexualized by the opposite sex. The whole thing is full of hypocrisy, double standards, and basically, look at me, I'm doing the right thing. Besides the fact that they're trying to appease what we call modern feminists. All right, there's a difference between past feminist and modern feminist. Modern feminist, an example is feminist Frequency, who is constantly playing the victim card on fictional female characters, and yet she herself has been disproven time and time again by both male and female people. So tell me again, why is there now a double standard? People are going to speak out against feminist Frequency when she has a double standard. But when a developer has the same double standard, it's all right.